Right, hello. Well, I don't know how to follow that really. He's done me right up. Right, how was your Valentine's Day? Anyway, Valentine's last night. Did you all have a nice day? Yeah. You can smell the romance in the air tonight. Can't you? Look at you. Right, we didn't have the most romantic Valentine's. I've got to say, me and the wife. It all started okay. We got the kids fed early. About 5:30 they were done. We sat down to a nice romantic meal. Bit of a steak and duffing white potatoes, a bit of green beans on the side. It was very nice. We didn't have a dessert. We had to rush it a bit to be fair, it was my fault because Tottenham were playing in the Champions League. 8 o'clock. Yeah, it wasn't good. It didn't end well. So we had to rush the meal a little bit, so it wasn't a great Valentine's at that point. My wife, thank you. I quite like the feedback actually. My wife, she wasn't having a great Valentine's at that point. And about 8:30, the kids were kicking a football about in the kitchen, and she told them off about 3 or 4 times, and apparently she'd also asked me to tell them off. But I was too busy shouting at the TV, so I didn't really hear. And a word of advice to all the fellas out there: if your wife or your girlfriend says to you, "All I do is get ignored in this house, I might as well be invisible," do not respond as I did with the words, "Who said that?" It didn't go down well. I've got to be honest, it didn't go down. I think we're alright. She's here supporting me, so I think we're alright. So it wasn't a great Valentine's. Apparently, I'm treading on the table. Apparently, I've got a problem. As my wife told me last night, she reminded me, and the problem, to be fair, she's got a point. And as I put it how she puts it, which is I say the wrong joke at the wrong time in the wrong place. It's been a habit of mine for many years now, and she has got a point because she's had to put up with a lot over the years. I'm going to give you a few examples of this. My long-suffering wife has put up with this over the years. The first example was about 12 years ago. I think Ronnie, my stepson, he was only 3 when we got together. He's 19 now. He's a lovely fella. He's run into a lovely young man, but at school he was a little fucker. I've got to say, he was a little fucker. Basically from reception all the way through. So I'd go and do the school runs, I'd pick him up, and I'd be like avoiding the teacher's eyes, thinking, what's he done now? And this is probably year 1, I'm guessing. He's about 6 years old, and I've turned up to pick him up, and the teacher's gone, "Can I have a word, Mr. Mason? Can I have a little word?" I said, "Yeah, of course." She said, "We've had a little incident with Ronnie." Okay, I said, "Okay, what's happening?" She said, "Well, when my back was turned, he wrote the word fuck on the board." I said, "Okay." She said he spelled it F-U-K, but it was obvious what he meant. I said, "You know what, we'll nip it in the bud, me and his mum will have a word with him. He never hears that word at home." He said, "We'll have a word, we'll sort him right out." So that was that. About less than 2 weeks later, we had a parents' evening, and I've turned up with my wife Cara. We've sat in the little stupid fucking chairs, and we're sitting there with his teacher. And she said, before we start, she said, "Mr. Mason, she's addressing me now. She said, "Mr. Mason, we've had another incident with Ronnie today." I said, "Right, okay, what's he done? What's he done now?" She said, "Well, you know, we had a conversation about him writing a bad word the other week on the board." I said, "Yeah." She said, "Well, he's wrote it again. But this time, he spelled it F-U-C-K. Now, what was I supposed to say to that? So I said, "Well, at least his spelling's improved." Now, my wife now at this point is kicking me it's not even under the table because we're sitting on these little chairs, and it was in plain view of the teacher. She's kicking me, and it's embarrassing because the teacher's not. So that was the first kind of incident, I guess. You know what I mean? And now we fast forward about 3 or 4 years. I ain't got all night, so I'm not going to give you all of them because there's been numerous times over the years. I'm going to give you a couple of examples. No, this is about 3 or 4 years later. We moved from London to a town called Aylesbury in Buckinghamshire, and I don't know if anyone knows. Anyone in from Aylesbury? Has anyone been to Aylesbury? I don't, but it's a shithole, isn't it? It's a shithole. But we bought a nice house in a shithole. Our first house together, and it was the middle of June. It was very hot, and we finally got everything in. Got all the furniture in. There's boxes everywhere. So I said, "Well, I'm going to go Tesco's." We've seen the Tesco's up the road. I'm going to go to Tesco's and get some essentials in, a bit of milk and that. As I'm going out the door, Cara was seeing the neighbour, because we're semi-detached, but this side we've got a neighbour, this side, no one that side. And this side, there's a middle-aged woman getting out of a car, unloading the shopping. And I said, I'll go out and say hello, shall I? And we've been together a few years by this point, so she's kind of knows what's coming. She just warned me. She said, look, please do not say anything offensive. Don't piss off the neighbour. We've got to live with these people. I said, don't worry, I've got it in hand. I'm going to charm her. It's going to be lovely. So I've gone outside, and the lady's unpackaging her shopping from the car. Is that the word? And I've gone up and I said, hello. She said, oh, hi, you just moved in? I said, yeah. She said, are you from the area? I said, no, we're not from London, we're from London. We just moved here. I said, we've got 3 boys, by the way, so it might get a little bit noisy, at times. And she's like, well, we've got dogs. She said, we've got dogs. I said, all right. And we had this little conversation, and it was all going well. I was so pleased with myself because it was no controversy, it was lovely. And then I said, oh, it's Matt and Cara, by the way. She said, Brian and Sharon. And I said, so which one are you? Now, as soon as I said it, I regretted it. It was one of them, that was one of my moments where and I tried to give her my best cheesy grin, and she went, yeah, that's very funny, that. So I've gone indoors. My wife says, how's it going? Is she a nice woman, is she? I said, what? It didn't go that well. And when I explained to her, she said, I don't fucking believe you. She said, we've been here 5 minutes, you've already alienated the neighbours. We've got to live with these people, 5 minutes in. And they didn't speak to us for about 2 years after that. We lived for 3 years, they barely said a word to us, her and her husband. So that was the second example. Now the third example, it happened fairly recently, this one. Last summer. This probably should never see the light of day, this story, but fuck it, we're here now. Right, so... But we've gone to, we've invited to this, it was Cara's, one of our oldest friends, it was a birthday party, her 40th, in London, and we got invited to this do, and already I'm getting warned about not making any inappropriate comments or anything. I'm primed. But for the last few years, I've been kicked under so many tables by my wife over the years. I've started to wear a pair of shin pads. I go out now, I wear a pair of shin pads, just in case. So we've gone to this do, and her friends come over. She said, oh, hi, shut chatting, and I don't really know her, but shut chatting. She said, oh, did you hear about my niece, Stacey? She said, what happened to her horse, Nigel? I said, what did happen to horse? Nigel. I've got to say at this stage, I've changed his name, the horse, to protect his identity. Obviously, because I didn't son, that's horse Nigel, nobody. So, Nigel, so what happened to Nigel? She said, well, apparently this is a story. Now, Stacey and her friend, now she was bought this horse for an 80th birthday, I think it was, and they keep it at the stables, local stables. And Stacey and her friend, they take turns to go and, like, what you do, muck out and do that, I don't know, groom, stroke the horse or whatever, feed it. So she turned up at 7 in the morning, one morning, and on this particular morning, she opened the stable door, and there's a geezer fucking the horse. This is a horrific story, this is a fucking horse. So that's not funny in itself. But now I've heard this, now all I can think is horse puns. And I can see my wife now thinking of like working it out, how is he fucking horse? So she said, was it a Shetland? Because she's thinking of the logistics, you don't think of the logistics. Was it a Shetland? No, it wasn't a Shetland, it was a full-blown horse anyway, but we had a conversation, I kept quiet, I didn't make any horse jokes. And the girls walked off, and I said to her, they're fucking Shetland. A Shetland. I said, you might as well have said, I'm just feeling a little horse. And she's like laughing, and it was all funny, and we were laughing at the horse pun. And then, about half hour later, she's come back over, and she said, and the car's going, oh shit, it's the... I said, what? She's the horse girl. She brought Stacey with her. Now, Stacey's come along, and I don't know Stacey, we don't really know Stacey. And then she started talking about Nigel again, the horse. She said, like, what, I tell him about Nigel. So I don't really know. So, and Cara said, you know what, yeah, we've heard the rumours and that, but, and I said, it'd be nice to hear it from the horse's mouth. And it's a lovely one, but I think I got away with it because the girl didn't really react, and she's kicking me already under the table. And Cara was like carrying on talking just to style it out, so the girl didn't really notice the the horse joke. And then she's gone, so Coral's gone, so, said, how is Nigel nowadays after the attack? And I'm like, what? And I said, oh, he's in a stable condition. And I could not say the joke. I could not say the joke. And now she's gone, well, go fuck off and go get a drink now. She's had enough. So I'm trying to keep a lid on it, so I've got to get a drink. And apparently, you probably don't know the ins and outs of it, but I've learned something new because I didn't know the logistics of the whole attack business, animal attack business. So it's not a business. But apparently, he had a set of steps. He bought his own steps, I don't know, he bought his own steps, he come prepared, and he tied the legs together, like the legs are tied together, because it makes sense, because he didn't, kick them and that. But, like, for the rest of the night, obviously, I'm making horse puns. And apparently, they caught the perpetrator in the end. It was one of the stable boys who'd been there. Apparently, he'd been grooming the horse for months. But they did. Apparently, after the event, they improved the security and they got some CCTV and that. But for me, that's a case of like closing the stable door after the horse has been sexually assaulted, isn't it? That's a case of. Now I'm making horse puns. Right, what people get talking about it. So what we're gonna do? On the end of the night, we get the cab on back to the hotel, and I could tell she's got she's not happy. She was staring out the window for 10 minutes. One of them, and I she wouldn't even look at me. I said, what's the matter? She said, it's you with your horse puns. She said, you're not funny. I said, all right. I said, I apologise. I said, I should have reined it in. So, that's what my wife's had to put up with for the last 15 years. But sorry. No more horse puns, I swear. No more. I do love a pun. I've got to say, I'm not ashamed to say, I do love a pun. I actually asked the manager if I could get up here tonight and just do 15 minutes of toilet puns. But he poo-pooed the idea. Thanks for that. Where was I? Oh shit. You know what, I've had a few problems with me, short-term memory lately, just bear with me. It got so bad recently, I actually went to the doctors, and because I was walking into rooms, not knowing when I was there, opening drawers, what am I looking for, that kind of shit. So I went to the doctor, and he said to me, so, he said, you've been experiencing some short-term memory problems. He said, how long has this been going on? I said, well, as long as I can remember. You're laughing at these jokes, you've heard these jokes, right? That is love, that's the power of comedy, that. And I was in trouble last night, now I'm good. Right, so, what have I been doing? Oh yeah, I'll tell you what I've been doing. I've been writing a screenplay. I worked in television for about 12 years, in production, I'm getting hurried up here. So I've always wanted to write a screenplay. I've tried a couple of times, never really come to anything. But I'm excited about this one I'm working on now. It's actually a sequel to the 80s smash hit, White Men Can't Jump. Remember that film? Classic. And it's called Black Men Can't Swim. What? It's a sweeping generalisation, just like the original movie, doesn't it? Keep going. Well, yeah, talking about swimming. It's like that. So swimming. Honestly, I'm not a good swimmer. I can't swim. I can swim, but I'm a bit shit in it. I'm not what you call a strong swimmer.
Sound good in the shower.
Yeah. I blame my Jamaican granddad, really. I'm not a strong swimmer. I actually nearly drowned. About 20 years ago, I actually nearly drowned in a fjord in Denmark. It's a long story, honestly. My mate literally saved my life. So I know I'm not a strong swimmer, I accept that. But like about 4 or 5 years ago, before that COVID bollocks, we was in Cyprus on holiday, and on the first day we met a northern couple, Manx they were, from Manchester. They had kids the same age as ours, and we got chatting as you do, and they're covered in tattoos, they were covered in bad tattoos, but lovely people. But about 2 or 3 days in, I got in the pool. Now, I normally just get in, just get wet, and cool down and get out again. I don't swim because I'm not a great swimmer. But I thought I'll have a little swim. Now, all of a sudden, the husband of this family has gone, is that how you swim? Now, until that point, I didn't know I swam weirdly, do you know what I mean? I just was. And he said, is that how you swim? And his wife started laughing. And his kids were laughing at me, my wife and kids were laughing at me. And suddenly I was the butt of this joke about swimming. And not only that, but they christened me the turtle. And I was known as the turtle for the rest of the 2-week holiday, the turtle. Now, I've never swum in public since. I've never, I swear to God. So please, words can hurt, yeah? I'm just telling you now, words can hurt. So just be careful, yeah? I haven't even got a link to the next bit. That's a story that's actually horrific. Gone wrong. But before I go, I've got about a minute and a half, I think. There's a lot to it, isn't it? Right. Now, my dad, I'm going to just attribute to my dad here because my dad's no longer with us, sadly, but he was not like me. He was a man of few words. He didn't say much. And looking back, he taught me everything without saying nothing, really. But he didn't say, what he could say was, it wasn't much, but it could be devastating. Now, another story that probably shouldn't see the light of day, but when I was about 13, 14, like we only had 3 channels, and then we got a 4th channel, channel 4, and it was quite, like, could be a bit racy, do you know what I mean, in the evening. So what I'd do is I'd wait for my dad to go to bed, and I'd go, yeah, I'll sleep for a bit, Dad. And in the hope that on channel 4 there might be something a little bit, you know what I mean, naughty, you know, a nipple or something, like, I don't know. And I would then do what 13-year-old boys do. Right? And my dad, one night, he got up to go to the toilet in the night, and you had to walk past the front room to get to the toilet. And unbeknownst to me, he got up, and then he opened the door, and I was not in a good position. And all he did was open the door with a look of disdain on his face, right? And all he said, while shaking his head, was to me, fucking wanking. That's all he said. And for me, he should have followed it up with, you need to take a long, hard look at yourself in the mirror. I'd have gone, great, thanks for the tip, but he didn't say that, he just went back to bed, and we never spoke of it again, ever. We never spoke of it again. No, he's gone now. Oh shit, right, okay, right, 2 jokes. I'm going to finish on 2 jokes, fuck it, because I've got time, you know, I've got 30 seconds. Right, it's good, a couple of actual jokes, really? A couple of actual jokes? Yeah, fuck it, that's something funny, that'd be nice, wouldn't it? Right, this bloke wakes up in hospital, he's panicking, he says, doctor, I can't feel my legs. He says, that's because you've amputated your arms. I said I'll squeeze that one in, Right, one more joke, before we all go, because I know you're riveted by this comedy routine. Right. A horse walks into a pub, and the barman says, why the long face? He says, you don't want to know. Right, that's it, I'll leave you with that one. Thank you very much, you've been attentive.